إنسا وكجرا أنتو قفوا embassy لزعل كورو إلاك بغض لسؤال عندي علي I don't want to be here no more.
You're like, come on, how bad could it be? Here's a man who was sent back to Somalia, okay? Watch what he says here.
وعلي السري أنا محاول إن دبي أنت لودو باسبوركي ولا قاتي إنسا وكجرا أنتو قفوا embassy لزعل كورو إلاك بغض لسؤال عندي علي I don't want to be here no more. I'm so tired of being here. This place, this is where I'm living. I'm tired of it. It's just like, I want to go back. I don't want to be here no more.
Hello good people, I hope that you are doing fine from any place in the world that you are watching today's video from. So there's these conversations which have been going viral that the Somalis are begging the black Americans for their support. Remember that these Somalis mocked the black Americans, calling them lazy, lost, and have no culture. But what is surprising is that the Somalis are again going back to the black Americans, asking them to stand with them and stop the deportation that is currently taking place. We've seen a man crying. There's a clip that is circulating in social media. A man crying really bitterly, asking Donald to return his passport because of the environment it is in Somalia. Somalia, from ages, it's been a country full of wars. So it's like the man is crying for help because the place he has been taken to, it's not a home, but a home of wars. So the Somalis again, they voted for the orange man, hoping that everything will go well, but now it is backfiring on them. The black Americans want them, but they did not take their words. Welcome back to Polito Realities, a space where we handle real discussions, real stories, and honest truths. If you are new here, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos.
We're not black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not black. This is black, this is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know there's going to be those people that say Somalis or East Africans are in that racial construct, that racial typology, that racial classification. But no, who made this thing? Who made this racial classification? It was the Europeans. The white man made it. And if a white man told me I'm a prick, doesn't mean I have to go by it. In my opinion, there's not a single person on this world, whether you're West African, East African, North African, South African, or even in the Caribbean, that's black. We are not this color. We are just different shades of brown. And I believe some people, like East Africans, don't accept what the colonial people told them they are. And other people obviously accept it and they don't care what a colonial or the people that enslaved them calls them. So right now, you're telling me if they called you back then, if they called you you're a prick or you're an idiot, you'll just accept it right now and you say, yeah, us Africans are idiots, we're pricks. Is that what you're telling me? Do the Asians call themselves yellow or red? I wonder. Now for the reason why we're not Arab, yes, we may be in the Arab League, that doesn't make us Arab. We just did that for political time. Somali people came before the Arabs. The East African people came before the Arabs. We are Cushitic people. We are Cushitic speaking people. And the Cushitic language and the Cushitic people came before the Arabs. So you can't tell me we're Arab if we came before them. We don't share the same language and we speak the Cushitic language. We don't share the same culture. What culture do we have we've got similar to the Arab people? Come on, man. We don't share anything that's similar. The only thing that we share is Islam. And you'll find a lot of Arabs that are either Christian, Jewish, Muslim, but you will never, it's hard to find a Christian Somali or a Jewish Somali. Somalis are 99% Muslim. And even that 1% gets disowned. Shout out to Chunk.
All roads lead to Mogadishu, Somalia. I've booked my flight. By the end of this year, I'm moving to Somalia full time, bro. The West does not want us here anymore, so it's cool, we're cutting. You man are saying all roads lead to Rome. I'm saying all roads lead to Somalia, bro. I'm gonna start up a new life there. I don't know who I'm gonna meet. I might meet some criminals on the run, but that's live. I'm trying to meet some drill rappers. I'm trying to meet a few people out there. I'm not only gonna be going to Mogadishu. Obviously, the whole country is non-extradition treaty, innit? Even though I can't, like, why am I saying that? Because I'm not even a criminal. But, bro, do you get what I'm saying? I'm tired of London. I'm tired of Northwest London. I'm tired of this whole city, bro. All roads lead to Rome. Banna, all roads are leading to Mogadishu, Somalia, bro. I'm moving. I'm gone. Muslim country. We're going to rebuild our country from the ground up. And I'm going to be the first one to do it, bro. Let's go. End of this year, it's to Somalia. Here we go. I can't wait. Bro, I don't know the language, but I'm gonna learn it.
There are moments in politics when something happens and most people only catch the headline. What just happened in Minnesota is one of those moments. Because while many Americans saw a headline about Trump ending a program for Somali immigrants, very few understood why he did it, how it connects to Ilhan Omar's district, and what kind of investigation triggered it behind the scenes. This isn't a small administrative adjustment. This is a decisive move aimed at dismantling a network that federal investigators say has been draining taxpayer funds, rerouting money overseas, and destabilizing an entire region of the state. Trump just shut down a program affecting hundreds of people tied to a fraud network worth somewhere between $250 and $300 million. And somehow, all of it circles back to Minneapolis, and a political figure whose district is now under more scrutiny than at any time in recent memory. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happened, why so few outlets are explaining the real reason behind Trump's decision, and why this could reshape the political future of Ilhan Omar and Minnesota as a whole. And I want to do this in a way that makes sense, because this story matters to every American who pays taxes, who trusts their government to manage programs honestly, and who wonders what happens when those systems break down. So let's start at the beginning. What actually triggered all of this? What made the President of the United States look at one state, one community, and say enough? Trump announced he was terminating something called temporary protected status for Somali immigrants living in Minnesota, effective immediately. Now, if you're not familiar with TPS, it's essentially a legal shield the government grants to people from countries facing disaster or conflict. It allows them to stay in America temporarily without fear of deportation. It's meant to be compassionate, humane, a safety net for people fleeing genuine danger. But here's where things took a hard turn. Trump cited large-scale welfare fraud, money laundering, and the discovery that millions of taxpayer dollars had been funneled into overseas networks, some even reaching extremist groups, according to federal reports. He wasn't just ending a program. He was responding to something much bigger, much darker, that had been unfolding for years. Now, before we dive into the political fallout, we need to understand the system that allowed this to happen in the first place, because this isn't really a story about immigration policy. It's a story about what happens when oversight fails, when programs designed to help vulnerable people get hijacked by organized networks, and when state leaders either don't notice or choose not to act. Minnesota has become home to the largest Somali population in the entire country. We're talking somewhere between 75 and 85,000 people. That's a sizable community. Many arrived as refugees over the past couple of decades, fleeing violence and instability back home, and part of that community includes immigrants who received TPS status. Now, investigators began discovering something troubling. Multiple coordinated schemes were targeting programs meant to help vulnerable Americans, meal programs for children, medical support systems, housing assistance for people with disabilities. Think about that for a moment. Programs designed to feed hungry kids. Programs meant to help people with autism get therapy. Programs to keep seniors and people recovering from addiction in stable housing. These aren't abstract government line items. These are lifelines for real people. And someone figured out how to game the system to turn compassion into...
Somalis. Listen, Somalis. Now, what I'm about to say, a lot of black Americans going to disagree with me. And I understand, there are some black Americans that just walk the straight and narrow path in life, But when I heard about y'all scam for the millions of dollars, I was like, God damn, shit. I had to call my nigga. I said, bruh, you heard about the Somalis? He said, what? Somali. He said, tamale. Nigga, Somali. He said, yeah, I heard about the Somali. So he's like, so I asked him, I said, bruh, how they do that? So he broke it down to me. He said, man, they use the artistic kid game. I said, the artistic kid game? He said, yes, the artistic kid game. I said, God damn. Cause he mentioned, now them Somalis are artistic a little bit. They got America beat with the autism. But they're artistic, so they use their game, that's how they got the money. I'm like, fuck. So I was like, any black Americans be involved? Like, no, ain't no black Americans involved. And I thought about it. I said, see, if they would have put the black Americans on, they wouldn't be in this shit. Now listen, now if a Somali came up to me, say, hey Brian, I'm gonna offer you $7,500 a month, just say your child autistic, this is every month, I would have took it. Ain't bullshit, I would have took that $7,500 a month. Now, once again, I don't speak for all black Americans, but let a Somali doctor come to me and say, hey, just say your kids got autism, we're gonna cut you a $7,500 check per child. Nigga, I'm taking it, okay? I'm taking it. But since the Somalis didn't want to break bread with the family, oh well, Somalis, I'm gonna tell you something, Somalis, reason why we ain't gonna really run with you, and y'all got this arrogant attitude about yourself, y'all real hateful towards the black Americans. Number one, y'all didn't break bread with the people in Minnesota. Y'all didn't break bread with the black Americans. But the one thing that sticks out to me the most about y'all is the culture y'all have of marrying children that are mature, specifically young girls. How y'all do the young girls at a young age, I think it's very disgusting and very distasteful. And y'all don't speak out against that a lot. Maybe a few, but the majority of y'all don't speak out against it. And black America just don't have a culture of marrying babies and touching babies. You get what I'm saying? We frown upon that. And to see that old man cry because he can't marry a baby was really distasteful. And I'm happy the world saw that. I'm happy everybody on social media saw it. And that's one of the reasons why we don't care. Because y'all into babies. The age of maturity. What the hell wrong with y'all Somalis? Talk to me, Somalis. Do y'all disagree with that shit? Or y'all for it?
Somalis are going through it. And some black Americans are jubilating over this. Some Kenyans are jubilating over this. Some Nigerians are happy over it. It doesn't make sense. A lot of black people ain't even talking about it. We ain't raging about it. It is wrong. This is the time to speak up for Somalia. To speak up for Somalis. To stand with them. Number one, if we don't do this, what does it really say about black unity? Pan-Africanism. We keep screaming that we want unity, but then we fail to love each other. But unity is synonymous with loving. Yeah? So this is the time to show our love for Somalia and Somalis, and literally rage, literally stand up, go against the nonsense that's coming from all of these people that are attacking Somalis. We need to stop that. We need to stand firm with our brothers and sisters going through it now from Somalia. This is not the time to bring up old wrongs and things that has gone on in the past. No, we are trying to move forward as a continent. Yeah? How many things have you said that was wrong? We are moving past that. Yeah? Because the ignorance in the black community is tremendous. Because the erasure that has occurred in the black community, whether East Africa, South Africa, Central Africa, West Africa, has been stupendous, has been so great. Yeah? It will leave you in awe. So we speak out of ignorance. If you're black American, don't rejoice and jubilate over your brother and sister from the continent going through it. Stand with them. This is the time for us to unite. If you're from Kenya, if you're from Nigeria, if you're from Ghana, if you're from anywhere else, even if you've had a bad experience with some of our brothers and sisters from Somalia, this is not the time. Okay? And you also have to bear in mind that they're using Somalia as an example of what they really want to do. Because if it can happen to them, it can happen to you. Okay? Yeah, Somalia and Somalis are very important people when it comes to African history. And yeah, we may say some bad stuff to ourselves, call each other names, but it's still love at the end of the day. You know, brothers and sisters, we fight. You know how it is. Come on, man. Let's stand up for our brothers and sisters. Come on.
The biggest fear is, as black Americans are delineating, and America as a country is doing the same thing. They're coming after us. Donald Trump got elected. Immigrants are scared. So now Black Americans are doing their own thing. At the time, we were hoping that they would be standing up for us, being part of our coalition. But
Yeah, and that's the problem.
we don't know what to do now.
Yeah, because we told people, they kept telling us, well, you FBS don't work hard. You don't work. We came over with $2 and we were this, and y'all need to learn from us. It got real bad. And people got very arrogant, and even Jamaicans, they still do it. They still tell us, oh, don't come to Jamaica. Oh, don't do this. You are entitled. And y'all were telling us all of this stuff about how hard you worked and how lazy we were. And we said, okay, well, handle your business then. And now people don't like it.
And can I say something? Do you know, I think that's why a lot of immigrants are running for office. There's a lot of Somalis in Minnesota, the New York mayor, because I think they're scared now since that, the current political system in America, and maybe Black Americans are not as supportive anymore. So they feel like they have to fight for themselves. They have to have a presence, or else it's over for immigrants here.
Yeah, and that ain't working because they ain't getting elected. A lot of them are not getting elected like that. It's like Winston Sears, like your boy out there in Minnesota, Fatah, whatever his name is. He got washed, so it ain't really working out like they wanted to work out. So, hey man, it's cats should have really checked themselves with the disrespect.
So how about we have a restart, man? Black Americans and Black immigrants, we forget everything in the past. We start a new contract. We put the disputes and all this stuff to the past and just have a fresh start. Respect each other, respect each other's cultures, work together where we can work together. Let's try to work on that. I'm ready for that.
Well, the thing is, man, it's going to have to start back in the homeland. It has to start there because a lot of people bring over the same tribalistic disposition that they had over there. They bring it over here and they look at us as just another tribal group. And that's not going to work. We've been upholding global Black unity, and we've been pretty much doing it by our damn selves. So it's time for these other groups to start standing on business over in the homeland, making sure some of that tribal nonsense has stopped. And then people can come to the table and say, hey, let's get down and, let's bring.
So I've watched a lot of interviews with Somalians, and at this point, I'm fairly convinced that they are possibly the most arrogant people who've ever existed on the entire planet. But they're almost a little too arrogant. They say things that just don't naturally roll off the tongue, like this lady.
It feels home. I keep telling, I used to say in 2001, whether you like it or not, we're here to stay. So the sooner you get used to us, the sooner we'll all get along. And, suck it up, what? We're here. We're Americans just like you.
The sooner you get used to us, the sooner we'll all get along. That's the sort of thing you're told as a kid when you're forced to be around somebody you don't want to be around at all. It's not the sort of thing you say to people whose country is giving you a new home. And naturally, this comes into play with Ilhan Omar. Here she is after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, stating that his legacy as an American should be in the dustbin of history, but she should be in Congress.
But I am not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. That should be in the dustbin of history, and we should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every single day.
And as bad as that is, it's not as bad as this new clip of Ilhan Omar.
And I want to underscore the importance of using every single leverage that we have at our arsenal, because we do have a lot of leverage. We need to make sure that those who are collaborating with the authoritarian regime pay a costly price.
Should pay a costly price? I'm sorry. This woman from Somalia who married her brother is stating that anybody who's collaborating with the democratically elected Trump administration here in the United States should pay a costly price.
Yeah, I think the United States of America has basically exhausted themselves helping out other people from other countries that are either war-torn or is dealing with a horrible regime that they can't oust, and basically people that can't make their own country great. And so what they did was they just decided to come over here inside of the United States of America under some made-up program that then certain people that sold out the American people and the government itself probably benefited from. And, it then became a thing to where we were expected to take in everybody and their mother. And then after that, everybody felt entitled to the American dream as though they were born here and raised here, and that You know, their children deserves birthright citizenship and dual citizenship. I've been seeing that lately. And so everybody now feels as though America owes them, like they were here during slavery or their ancestors was here, or that they helped build this place up, or that they pay an egregious amount of taxes like you and I both pay you crazy taxes. And so now we've gotten to a place where everybody is moving haughty. Even Ilian Omar and all of these, and it's not just Somalians. Somalians right now are the hot topic because of the level of fraud that's been committed and then supported by the governor, Tim Walz, over there in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And as this thing continues to show itself and unravel, a lot of people are taking a position, especially liberal white apologists, that no, they are contributing members of society and everything is awesome and they should just be given a pass to do what they want to do and say what they want to say.
Welcome back again to today's discussion. We have seen a series of clips where people are really expressing what they are going through and what they think of what is happening to the Somalis. So, and Somalis now, they need some people to stand with them and fight what is going on, because the deportations are still ongoing and so many communities or so many people are being affected by what is happening. So remember, the relations between the Somalis and the Black Americans has been tense over the years, and this has been really shaped by social media stereotypes, the misunderstanding, and cultural clashes that affect either of the communities. But despite all the arguments, remember that these people share a common history of struggle, discrimination, and racism. So now the Somalis are coming to Black Americans asking them to stand with them because they have been hit hard with a series of political, social, and immigration related pressures. Americans are the only people who will speak for them because the Black Americans have a strong voice. These people have been fighting for the rights of everyone and the rights the people are enjoying today. And it is a powerful reminder that situations normally change, but humility comes when reality becomes harsh. So the Somalis have very many reasons as to why they are begging the Black Americans to stand with them and fight for whatever that is happening. The Somalis are crying out because of the rising social pressure and tension. They also need allies with influence in American politics. These people also recognize that Black Americans have a strong voice in the US than any other Black community. And also, they are facing a very harsh political environment. Remember that Donald Trump stood and called them garbage, they stink. It is also, putting those action into place by deporting them to their country. So these people need people who will speak on their behalf. They are speaking, yes, we have seen that lady Omar speaking and saying that these people belong to America. But again, standing themselves alone is not, it's not enough. They need people who know the struggles of the Blacks who will talk on their behalf. And also, the Black Americans, some of them feel like this is a lesson these people need to learn because of the mocking that they have been doing. Some are saying that this is karma. After all the disrespect, now receive what you people wanted. Others look at a different picture, that if they unite together, they become strong. A divided Black community only benefits those in power. And remember that whatever that is happening now in America between the Black Americans and the Somalis, honestly, the whites only trigger a situation, and when the Blacks fight among themselves, they are really happy. it's like an example when you put two brothers at loggerheads. When they start fighting, they clap back, and now they are silent and watching what is going on. This moment is forcing people to think deeper about unity versus conflict. So from what the Somalis are displaying now, after mocking the black Americans, and now they are coming back to them to cry for help, it is a turning point that both communities recognize their shared struggles. It is a turning point for any black to respect one another, because these people are being hit by the same things that are happening to the black Americans. Racism, discrimination is all hitting the blacks. So they need to turn around and face the reality. Let us leave social media pride, but in the real life, they should understand that the blacks are treated the same, and there is nothing different about how the whites they treat black Americans and any other tribe. So again, the unexpected plea that the Somalis are now begging the black Americans is just for the blacks too. It shows how quickly the tables can turn, and how relationship within the black diaspora must be handled with respect. And at the end of the day, unity isn't weakness, it is a strategy. This moment might finally open for a door for more honest conversations and cooperations. Remember, you've been watching Polito Realities, a channel that open up stories that have been hidden and the community doesn't talk about them. Remember to like, to subscribe, and to share for more commentary videos of the same.